Hello, this is Sarah Ewan of Turn Back Time on day 12. Welcome to my Eating in Perfect Balance podcast. Thank you for following along with this 60-day challenge, and hopefully you're starting to see the changes in your own body as well. Today, I want to focus on how this diet can be so useful to someone fighting cancer. As I was preparing dinner last night, I was reminded of my son as a toddler, when all he would eat was fish and broccoli, and he would never drink anything but water. No juice, no Ribena. Every meal, whatever you offered him, he wanted fish and broccoli. Once we cooked spinach on the off chance that he might eat it, and he fell on it like it was a chocolate Easter egg. So then we had at least something extra. Being a new mum, I was worried about the sameness of his diet, and I mentioned it to the doctor. And the doctor just smiled and said, "He's eating an anti-cancer diet, leave him be. Cook the fish in a bit of olive oil and he'll grow like a weed." Well, he's 6'5" today and rudely healthy. He didn't eat anything else until he was 7, when one day he just asked for a slice of pizza, and I think we both nearly fell off our chairs. Well, this diet is anti-cancer. You'll notice if you or a relative has had cancer, they're often given hormone treatment alongside all the other drugs. And this is to balance the hormones or the endocrine system, which is believed to stop or reverse cancer all by itself. Well, this diet balances the hormonal system naturally with no risk, putting it into perfect balance along with all the bacteria in your gut. If you or someone you know has cancer, you want to ensure a diet rich in polyphenols and antioxidants, omega-3 and sulforaphane. All four boost the immune system, suppress or kill cancer cells, and fight environmental toxins. And all four are highly recommended block ingredients for this diet. When clients come to my hypnotherapy practice suffering from cancer, I advise them in the following way. Eat raw broccoli. It's packed with sulforaphane, and broccoli sprouts have 25 times more sulforaphane than full-grown broccoli. Sulforaphane has been labelled by scientists as an anti-cancer stem cell agent. It can make cancer cells go into apoptosis, so they suddenly die, in the same way as any mutated cell would normally be killed off by the body. It detoxifies carcinogens. There are so many studies on the National Institute of Health website showing it has miraculous properties. You can't eat too much of it from natural sources, so just snack on it all day. Other vegetables that it's in are kale, cauliflower, cabbage and watercress, but broccoli has the most. Even if you haven't got cancer, sulforaphane repairs damage to the brain from inflammation, so it's worth eating half a cup of broccoli sprouts every day. Like many foods, cooking it reduces the active healing compounds, so eating it raw is most powerful. In fact, turning to a raw food diet while healing from cancer is almost imperative. I met a guy who had stage 4 brain and lung cancer and had been given 4 weeks to live. He decided to go to Thailand on holiday to die. He checked into a spa where the staff learned of his condition and suggested that they prepare food for him, and only raw food. He thought, what the hell, what do I have got to lose? So he ate it. 1 month later he was still alive. 2 months later he thought that he'd better go and get a scan, and nothing. All signs of cancer had gone. 18 years on, he's the healthiest 70-year-old I know. So I highly recommend a raw food diet, but sticking to the balance of fat, protein and carbs at all times. Juicing raw carrots 3.5 pounds or 2 kilos a day will pump your body full of beta-carotene, which is as effective as vitamin C. You just have to spread it out over the day, as you don't get too much of a carb rush at once, and eat it with fat and protein. Eating kale will open up the blood vessels to allow white blood cells to get to target sites more quickly. Omega-3 is in fish and fish oil, which also provide EPA to the body. Both stop the over-fueling of the potentially destructive hormones that may be running rampant. Salmon's the key to that one. All of us know vitamin C is important if we're ill, but we may not know why or what it actually does. Well, vitamin C stimulates white blood cell production, which is how we fight any invaders. Inside the white blood cells, it strengthens the barrier against the pathogens, turning them into microbial killing machines. It also provides the fuel for apoptosis, which is the turning off, killing off of damaged or invader cells. However, be aware, if you have sugar in your cells, i.e. you've eaten too many carbs and your cells are infiltrated by sugar, it stops the vitamin C getting in, and it makes white blood cells 50% less effective. So if you have cancer, or indeed if you're ever ill with anything, never touch sugar. You're basically sabotaging your immune system. It beggars belief, really, that I constantly hear, even oncologists saying eating sugar doesn't affect cancer, and people on chemo should just eat what they want, when they know it destroys the immune system. How do I know that? Because I did a microbiology course at university last year, Microbiology 101, and it was the key class where it explained that sugar feeds the tendrils which cancer puts out to spread. Otto Warburg in 1939 knew if you cut off sugar, cancer will die. All the studies show it, but still they argue. To ensure you have enough vitamin C in your body, get it intravenously, not orally, as it's far more effective. In the US, there are drip bars that don't need a prescription. In the UK, you may have to ask your doctor. You may have to demand it. Interestingly, Amazon has stopped selling IV vitamin C. I always ask myself why. To boost levels still further, or if you can't source it in IV form, get it from natural sources, not processed vitamins. So citrus fruit, tomatoes and broccoli again, a double whammy from the broccoli. It's a water-soluble vitamin, so any excess will just be excreted out. And like those 9 amino acids which the body can't make, it can't make vitamin C on its own either. That has to come from the outside. I personally don't see cancer as a death sentence. I see it as a wake-up call. Something is wrong, something is unbalanced, something isn't working properly, so fix it. The way to fix anything is to put it back in working order. For the body, that means to put it into the perfect metabolic state so that it's self-healing. This eating plan does that. If you get yourself a copy of Barry Sears's The Zone, he explains how this diet arrests and reverses cancer in chapter 14. It really is a must-read if you or someone you love has it. Hopefully, those of us who don't will no longer be at risk from it, because we're already fueling our body in the exact way it needs. I'm still seeing all the benefits in my body. Today, only one part of me dropped in size, but it was my bust, falling to 38.5 inches, which was down 3/4 of an inch on the day before. Every time I write this, I imagine that men are sitting watching thinking, no, not the bust. But fat is fat, wherever it is. It's not meant to be there. No other measurements dropped, but my weight did, to 187 pounds or 85 kilos. I'm always more pleased when my weight drops than anything else. But no one ever said, did they, oh, look at you. You look like 185 kilos today. The only thing they see is your shape. Barry Sears said, don't worry about the weight at all. Just ignore it. But I can't help myself. Well, I shall wish you a lovely, tasty, balanced evening meal and see you tomorrow.